Are you tired of struggling in your marketing? Listen to Indegenius to show you how to market it. Listen closely to this tutorial you're about to see, then hit the button below to contact me.
Yes, today everybody, it's your old man Ross Automom MFA, otherwise known as Indegenius. Let's do a nice piece I was thinking of, something about, which one is it going to be? This one here. Y'all gonna love this. The Westside Bears. Let's do a new, from the top. We're just gonna take it how it comes. I've got a bear head somewhere in here, but this is gonna be a simple design. I'll show y'all how to do some simple stuff real quick. First, we're gonna get the nice circle going. Okay, you hold down. I want a red one, real quick. You're gonna hold down Shift and drag it out. Okay. Then you're gonna go to that layer, duplicate the layer. Okay. Right click again, rasterize the layer. I'm gonna turn off the visual on the first layer, hit the eye, turn it off. Go to this one, duplicate it again. Okay, now I'm controlling the one on top, Control T, and I'm shrinking it into the boundaries until the square is touching, because I believe that's going to be about the amount that I want to cut out. So I hit that, Control click, nice. Then I can go here, Control Shift I, and hit the mask tool. Now when I turn this one off, ooh, a nice circle for me, and it's this one layer, so I can do some funky stuff with it later if I so should choose. And Shift, make that a little bit bigger there. Nice. Now we're gonna jump over and let's find a bear head. Bear head. I think that's what we're going for. We're going to do it nice and simple. All we're going to do is turn a real picture into the outlines so we can make it match that red, and that's it. It's going to be done. So it's taking way too long for this particular browser to work. So we're going to use the other browser. So I don't know why that's tripping on me. Go right here real quick. Bear head again. My computer doesn't like me very much because, ooh, look how easy that one would be, but I don't want that one on a real bear. Go here, some image work. That's interesting, that's interesting, that's interesting, that's interesting, that's interesting, that's interesting, that's interesting. What do we want? We want one that somebody murdered. That would probably be apropos. Continuing on. Bear head. Actually, let my brother's murder not go to waste here. You see this image, because you are the perfect one to say what I need to say. Copy that image, and I like that it's not at a straight on angle. It's slightly more expressive. Alright, now going new layer, Control V. V will put me back on the arrow. I can move it into that. I want into the center. I want to convert that to a smart object. Right click, convert to smart object. Jump into that file now, and I'm going to stretch it out a little bit so I can see. It's very small. Go to channels, go to red. Y'all notice I never worry about the size of the images. It's because what we're doing with the image, the detail is not as important. We're not keeping like a photograph of the image. We just basically need it for some outlines. We're throwing the rest away. Right now, I'm gonna do some basic startup precautionary, make it easier for me to get through my next exercise, which is cutting this out. So I'm gonna get these bars out of the picture real quick. Deselect, Control L, and then I did gloss over that really quickly because I was talking. You want to make a copy of the one with the highest contrast. You saw I went down each one to see which one had the highest contrast. Then the one that did, I grabbed it and dragged it down and made a copy. Now I'm on that copy right now. I'm hitting Control L to bring up the levels, and I want to blot it out as best as possible, bringing that the other way, getting rid of all the background schmutz. Bring that up again, and that way more, and now the other way. I have a feeling that I messed up here. I can kind of see from the picture at the bottom that this was not a good selection. What I want to do is go and get the dodge tool and get rid of a lot of the shadow that's under his chin, like so. You get the dodge tool. It's on highlights right now. That's going to get rid of the shadow without erasing. You don't want to overdo it. We're going over him, but around the edges it won't erase him too bad. I can Control L again now. Push up the black way up. That's about good for right now. Push up the white. Now I got the hairs back, especially down under the chin, and then I'll force out the rest of the black. Now I'll hit OK. I'll turn on all my layers to check. I did fairly well. I'll go back to my main. Actually, let me go back to channels and turn off my new joint. What am I doing? Turn it back on, take it, drag it down to the selection tool, and then I want to Control Shift I because it is only the black part. Let me turn this off and make it more obvious. The black part that I want to hold right now. Go to layers, select the layers, go to my marquee tool, go to refine edge and check. It's fairly well cut out. I'm gonna keep the contraction down. That little cut in the head I'm not going to worry about because most of that's going to disappear. I'm going to take the smoothing off, bring the feathering up slightly, bring the contrast up quite a bit actually, and a little bit on the radius as well to soften that contrast back out. I don't know why I just did it that way, but it looks good. It's art. Then mask it. Okay, now we're going to get to the selection, to the outlines quickly. Duplicate the layer, okay. Rasterize the layer. And convert it to a smart object. Now I'll rasterize the layer. Then turn the old one off, duplicate the layer again, okay. And then go to image, adjustments, invert, Control Z, image, adjustments, desaturate, okay, duplicate the layer again, okay, image, adjustments, invert on the newly duplicated layer, turn that to color dodge. I should charge you guys for this. I just thought about this, man. There's a lot of great information. I should be charging for Photoshop tutorials. Anyway, then you want to go to filter, blur, Gaussian blur. You see how it brings out the outlines? Don't ask me why. This is how you do it in Photoshop. Photoshop is ill. I'm gonna bring it up to the eyes, nose, lips are black like I want them. I'm gonna bring it up a little more. Let's get a little too fuzzy. Bring it down. that's gonna have to do, actually I might have to bring that down a little bit because it got really fuzzy around the ears, but I'm gonna keep that. I'm gonna turn off the original, highlight the 2, hit Control Shift Alt Control Shift E. That'll make a flat one of everything. I can turn off the first 2. Then I can go down, hit Control, and the little layer mask will highlight the original layer mask. I can go to my new collapsed vision, make a new layer mask on that one. And we're gonna go to channels again, but first, right here, I'm gonna hit that layer mask, Control click to bring up the selection, go back to levels again, pull up the black a lot. Except I want to keep, the only reason I'm pulling it back right now is I want to keep that little bit of the nose to make sure that the nose is looking like a nose when it's time for it, right? And I got to back it off a little bit because I'm, actually I got to pull it up a little bit more. Good. Now, even it out. Good. Okay. I don't want to get rid of the gray right now. I'm actually just darkening it. This is the real image this time. Okay. So we're gonna make a full copy of that. Control Shift Alt E. Turn those 2 off. Now I've got that. Now I want to go to levels, channels. Sorry. Go down. Make sure that they're all pretty much the same. It was already desaturated, so they're going to be pretty much the same. Your green level is going to be the cleanest. Drag that, duplicate the layer. Control L one more time. You're just going to barely force down the gray, pulling out the gray a little bit. You want just the bare head. Now, there's a little bit of a problem, and I'm going to take care of that later. A little bit of a problem, I'm going to take care of that later. You see, I lost a lot of the definition in the teeth, and that's not good. So I'm going to bump this black up and see, can I bring back any of it? Anything. Okay, forget it. Okay. Then I'm going to take that, drag it down to the selection tool. Control Shift I, so I'm holding on to the black. Go to the layers. Take that, and since I know I only want to hold the black anyway, I can hit the layer mask. Boom. Now I Control S. I've saved it once, but I'm not done. I just remembered. Let's go to the first desaturated layer. Bring that back and turn this tracing off. Go to channels. Go to the green layer by itself. Drag it to a copy. Control A. Layer. Go over my tracing. Hit a new layer. Control V. Hey, what's going on? Control Z. Let's go back to channels. Green copy. Control C. Layers. V. Control V. There you go. Now we have that. I can turn my outline back on, and right now I am going to change my dissolve modes first, just so I can my blend modes, just so I can see if anything helps me make it harder like I want it to be. Ugh, that's kind of hard like I want it to be. Ugh, it's a bar. Hold on a second. We'll click that. We'll draw a layer mask and get rid of that. And now it's super ill. See, it's kind of super ill. I can highlight that again. I can go to curves this time, and I can really force out those contrast and differences. Yeah, see me there? Then I can okay that. Now that I got the L contrast, the mouth and everything is back, I still don't really want all of this image. So what am I gonna do? Right now it's like a 2-color, 3-color. Let's do that. Let's colorize it. Let's just keep the color because I like all the stratum, but I'm gonna have it one solid basically color. So we're gonna put a let's see. All right, so I'm gonna try to color this. Actually, we'll wait till we're in the other side to color it. And on this side, we have that red ring, but that's going to be hard to kind of do much with in that color scheme. So you hold Control, click it, Alt, click the interior of it. Sorry, Shift, Control, click it, takes the outside, Shift, Alt, Control, meaning you're intersecting it, it takes the inside out of it. Okay, now you've got that, and we want to throw a desaturate layer over that. We'll go black and white. Okay. Fastest thing to do I'm seeing from here is to go select color range and go for the bear's cheek there, kind of the mid-range gray. Pull it down. All right, let's try a different color. Go for the ring color. Y'all heard my twang come out when I gotta do this work. I love it. So about there. I really like the stratification and separation that's going on here. But it's not separating as easily as I want. It's like a 4-color. I'm trying to get it down to a 1-color, and I don't need to do that. So let's cancel this again. All right. Now, we're not going to change it. We're just going to colorize it from where it is, right? Because that's actually the image we want. The only thing we do want to do is go back into the small file, PSB, and increase that. We did want that a lot darker, so we want that on top. So now that we have that on top, by hitting Control S to save it, we are going to try to get a quick turn off the background, make it easy, copy, Shift Control Alt E. Makes an easy copy of everything, so we can just kind of highlight everything, go down and do a photo filter first. I'm going to do a color there, change that to some form of red, hopefully. Get it kind of going in spectrum. Then OK and OK. Highlight that mask again. Go to hue saturation, bump up the saturation, and we look like we are in there. That's pretty much what we were looking for, friends. I can bring it down a little bit because I didn't want it quite so hot. Hue is pretty much right on. So, pow. Now, what we want to do is to force up the white, only the white, which right now is pretty pinky. So let's go and select the color range, aim for the highest spot there, the whitest spot, bring that down till pretty much only, you can see in the preview that only that lightest shade is selected. Select it again. Draw a new layer and Control Delete to draw white in, and that's looking hot now. Now we can have fun. Since this is not a vector, we'll be able to just draw the text right on, and we should be almost in there. I think as a 3-color this is going to do real good. So I'm going to try and separate it again. It's going to take a little while, but basically what we're going to end up doing is we're going to draw in the text Westside Bears. We'll pull out the white, which is on its own layer. The black will make it to its own layer, and hopefully the red, most of that will make it to a layer, right? And then we'll have interchangeable colors. And what I'm thinking is that red, one of these layers, there's a kind of a highlight layer in there, and that's gonna go hide. We're gonna get some other color in there. That pink is gonna go away. Let's see. Eventually. All right. So, just looking at this one, I could call it a day after drawing this little stuff in here, but why do that, right? Let's push it. Let's just push it. And because the machine is acting so funny, I'm not even going to do all the type stuff today. I'm going to show y'all another way of doing that that's faster. So here's a fast way to do text. First, get your text to the right color, like that. Type it just about where you want it at. This is Westside. I must admit, it was a joyful time living in California. I'm happy to be back in DC, though. Shout out to everybody on the West Side. What is this going to be? Westside Bears, of course. It's all about bears. All right. Then kind of get them lined up a good bit. We want to go over to the character palette, drag that out huger. I'm kind of liking that boring font. Let's take it to this real quick. Yeah, let me get that top one in there. What is that? I just had gallery. Let's do that again. Okay. That font can be changed again later. Now I'm going to swell that up to 25 this time. Hopefully that's going to fit. Then go to my transform tool, Control T, or File, Free Transform. I very rarely show you guys that. You gotta listen to my audio. Then hit the warp tool, and it should give you these options to start dragging stuff around here. But you may have to rasterize this layer. That's what I was not trying to do. So let's escape really quickly. Yeah, because it wants you to make a duplicate. It's cool. We're going to have to go with this font. The font will be locked in because we're rasterizing the type. Now we can Control T and warp it really easily. I want to bring, first of all, the whole thing down into the circle. Enter and turn this thing off real quick. Control T and continue my warping. Swing that down. See, you just start to pull the points, and it will eventually get easier. You just pull the points out or down, and they place where you place them for the most part. But this technique, you know, some people like it, some people don't. I like it because it gives a little bit of a kind of a roundness to the whole thing. It's almost like a tire. So I'm going to swing that down again. Oh, y'all didn't know that Washington, D.C. was on the Maryland Eastern Shore. That's what y'all are confused about. Y'all are like, we never knew you had a twang. Indegenius is from the Maryland Eastern Shore. Sorry. Check it out, check it out, check it out, check it out. And when I get to talking to myself, talking to y'all, excuse me, on this here webcam. Is that cool? Can you see the S of the West? Ooh, get the West in there, bro. West Side. Not too much warping the T. Get the T looking like a T. West Side. I'm gonna go with that for a sec. Get a look at it. Wow. That look nasty, twisted all in there. That look nasty like that. So that's what I'm gonna do right now. I'm not even gonna cut it out of there. It's gonna stay like that. Let's duplicate the bears. Duplicate the bears. Turn that one off. Rasterize the type. Control T. Warp it, baby. Warp it, baby. Pull your points where you need them. Is that like way over or something, man? Oh, that's better. Yes, sorry for the silence. I forgot you guys were listening. So yeah, all I'm doing is continue to pull the points out, and by doing that, I'm just filling it into the space. And then once it's in the space, it's kind of to my artistic discretion to really keep the letters legible, like keep people understanding what's going on with it. I think squeezing that E at the top is better than squeezing at the bottom. See, that was a visual decision I just made, right? So when you're doing yours, you have to make those decisions. Sliding it back. Enter, baby. Enter. Give us bears. Yeah. Westside Bears. And it looks kind of ill like that. I could put some ganja leaves in there, but that might look kind of not what I want to sell right now. You know, I'm finding y'all ain't wearing ganja leaves like y'all need to wear ganja leaves, but that's cool. You know, right now we're gonna hold with that and try to do what? Let's just take the whole thing and blow it out with a whole lot of sharpen. You know how I love to sharpen stuff. Shift, convert it all to a smart object. Now it's a smart object. I can go to filter. Oh, you know what? Let's just continue to cut it out. Let's go to cut out from here. See what we get. Maybe, friends. You got some options. That's 30. Number of levels way up. Edge fidelity off. Edge simplicity up. Bring that down. Middle of the way. One more. Number of levels. Yeah, simplifying it more and more and more. Simplification helps. Simplification helps. Let's bump it up a little bit more for levels. A little too much detail. Yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Edge fidelity. Let me bring my edges back. I kind of dig it. I lost the E. I'm going to leave it gone. What I want to do is cancel that. Let me see what colored pencil does for it. just as an experiment. Check it out. Check it out. Nah, that's whack. Where is plastic wrap? That's a favorite one of mine. Okay. Yes, yo, let's keep in it, right? So, that's exactly what I wanted to happen right there. That is exactly what I wanted to happen right there. All of that to kind of highlight to white, all that pink. Now it's got more of a significant white sheen on it. And I'm going to show y'all something that people probably don't show y'all too often. Let's tunnel in a little bit here. Turn. Let's go in here. No, maybe we can do it like that directly. Just grab this one, duplicate it into Untitled 1. Okay. Showed up over in the corner, right? So we're just going to drag it somewhere nose to nose, Control T, Shift, Alt, pull it out. We're just going to get it in here until it matches, man. That's exactly what we're going to do. Shift, pull it out, Shift, pull it out. Let's pull this one, keeping the shift the whole time, because that's going to stop you from distorting your image. Looks pretty well lined up, your inner. Wow. It's pretty much exactly what I wanted. Pretty much exactly what I wanted, friends. I'm telling you that. That's what I'm telling you. You can see the way it looks now. People got a very obvious contrast. Before it wasn't quite so definite. Right? Now, with that really hard, I think we good. Except there's one thing I want to do more. See if it's possible. Just to see if it's possible. And if it even looks good. What I'm thinking right now is to pull these little veins out. There's one little vein of a certain color. I want to pull that out and change the color. So let's go to select one more time. Color range. Get exactly that dot of that color. And pull it way back down. So now it's showing me pretty much only the outline spots and those veins I was talking about. I want a little bit more in the mouth area, but a little bit less of the other part. So we're gonna go right around 35, 36, okay? Up, 36, good, okay? Now that little section in there is highlighted. And I'm going to change this color right now. I want it like a neon, bluey, greeny, yellowy, bluey, greeny. Let's see what a neon green will do. And deselect. Yeah, see how it throws that nice little, and I can actually keep doing that. Going all through here. Painting new layers of L color. Let's do that real quick. Select color range. Pick out something where there's just some stripes that show up. I'm gonna go with the hard reds that I see. I could blow it up and make this easier, right? So hit cancel. Do that, get right in there so I can see what I want, what I don't. Select color range. Let's go for this red right here. Pull it down even less, down to 20. That's what it's going to give me. Let me see, did it get what I was looking for? It did. Wow. Let's bump that up to I'm sorry, make a new layer, and then we're going to change that color, and I want that one, the first one was green, so let's go something else very contrasty, like a good yellow. Okay, or delete that and deselect. Now I got some strong yellows in there. Now I can do select color range at least one more time and find something strong to color, like this highlighted pink. Yeah, that's a nice one. Let's pull it up to at least 30. Well, close to 30, because it's showing up in the lettering as well. And this one we're gonna do, oh wow, it did way more. Let's see what goes on. Let's go with that blue that I was holding out on using. Let's go right up in here and delete. Cool. Deselect. Put it all back on the screen and turn on the black. Now, y'all can't see it that strong, but I mean, that made an incredible difference in this piece. Those last three colors that we added in there and printed on a shirt, you'll see the highlights very clearly. It's not going to show up very well on the video, but here in the preview screen I can see the blues, greens, and yellow highlights are really giving an added vein kind of quality to this bear that is going to really stand out. Now I could try to add some of that color into the lettering, but I think I'm gonna pass on that and let the contrast stuff just go in the words. So that's gonna wrap it up for this particular one. Let's put it on a shirt real quick, if we can. That looks like the one. You'll notice I'd be having stuff that I never cleared off from the last time still in there. So this one I want to turn off that black background right now. Make sure that it's transparent. Go to save as. Where am I? I've never even saved this shirt before. Brand new shirt. What do you know about that? And so, we are going to wait for my machine again today. And I'm going to save that t-shirt here. I'm just going to go on a wrap shirts real quick. Westside Bears first, okay, and then save as again as PNG. And as I'm doing that right there, I just had such an inkling to really, you know, get a little more with it, you know what I'm saying? And I really feel like I can. So what I'm gonna do is bring out those three colors ever so slightly more. So what I'm going to do is start with that most recent layer, duplicate it, okay, control click to highlight it, then I'm going to select, modify, expand, and I'm going to expand it by 5 pixels and see what happens. That is looking crazy right now. Let's fill it, Alt delete, and deselect. See, now we getting some stuff going on that can be really fun, right? Like it's starting to come out more. Let's duplicate layer 8 real quick. Okay, highlight it. We're gonna have to zoom in a bit to get the color from there because I didn't put it in the swatches. So let's zoom in, go to the eyedropper, get the color, go back to the layer, hit Control 0. We're going to the layer, we're going to copy, select, modify, expand another 5 pixels there. Now that's bigger, and I'm going to Alt Delete and fill that one in, deselect, and look how it's getting ill now. Y'all gonna love that, right? Right? Duplicate the layer again. Layer 7 is up there. And then I'm going to jump into that layer also so that I can first control click it, it's highlighted. Then I'm gonna find a good spot of it, zoom in so I can see it. Get the eyedropper, click inside of it. Control 0, I'm on the copy layer, select, modify, expand by 5. I only needed the 5s, I found out. Alt delete, deselect. It's kind of ill right now. Let me think. It's kind of tight. So what I'm going to do is the layer 8 copy, I'm going to control click that. That's the yellow. I'm going to really expand the yellow quite a bit. Select, modify, expand the yellow by another 5. So that's going to be 5 on top of that 5. Total, actually 10 on top of that 5. So now it's really wide. I'm going to have to zoom in again and find that yellow. Get that eyedropper. Oh, I see what's going on. I'm covering it up a lot of the time. So I'm going to just have to cover it up. And so, delete. Now, 0, I'm fitting it on the screen. It's looking ill now. It's looking ill now. You see what I'm saying, man? You keep pushing and you start getting it ill. But now I got not enough of the green. Not enough of the green. It's like when you snoop too much from one side, you got to snoop a little bit from the other, you know? Okay, so I highlight that again. Select, modify. This one I'm not going to expand quite as much. I'm only going to expand it another 5. Right? So it goes out. I'm going to zoom in, get my color right up here. Get my color, that green. Back on layer 7 or delete. Control 0, deselect, and now it's looking sick. Just like I want it. Because when I turn that on, look at how ill it is now. Match all the shoes and everything. The little bar around the outside, you don't like that? Okay, watch what I can do. Watch what I can do right now. Like, right? Right? That's the interior. Then I can Control Shift I, and I can go to that layer 8, highlight the erasure tool, make it bigger, and go right around the outside and make it tight. You feel me? Now the yellow's still going to be there, but it's not overbearing in that particular area anymore. Inside is safe, I'm not erasing it. It's dope. Deselect. Look how tight. You gotta love it. Now I can turn off the background again. File. Save as a PNG. Place that. Yes. Go go to my new document, go file, place, select my PNG, and it drops right in. Wow, that's tight, bro. Y'all gonna love that. Bears. It's a little overdone, I'll admit, but it's hot. It matched the shoes, it matched the hoodies that's out. Everybody could rock that.
If you've got any more questions on what you should do, hit the link below. Indegenius will get back to you. We can set up your business and get it all outsourced. Hit the link below and get my free report.